welcome back to another Poly Talks video. And the subject of today's video will be whether or not President Joe Biden, the incumbent, will face a primary challenge in 2024. Now, Joe Biden has signaled recently that he plans to run for re-election in 2024, but he has not made this official. And it would be strange for him to decline, considering that I believe the last president to drop out of their party's primaries was Lyndon B. Johnson all the way back decades ago. So Joe Biden is looking to run for re-election, but there's one key factor that is holding him back, or several really. One of them is his advanced age. He, of course, was elected to the presidency and assumed when he was 77 and assumed office when he was 78, so he'll be 82 if he at the commencement of his second term. And this is something that many Democrats and Americans are concerned about because they are worried that Joe Biden does not have the mental capacities to effectively take charge of the country. And his other main problem is that some progressives believe that his views are not aligned with the current sentiment of the modern Democratic Party. So we're just looking at this article, the dominant quote, "Will there be a progressive challenger?" Yes, said a prominent Democrat. So what that means is there are certainly figures on the far left that are looking for a challenge to Joe Biden because they believe he's too old to take charge of the party and that a younger, more inspiring spirit needs to take the progressive reins, and that those are the kind of values America needs to see, and the kind of values that are necessary not just for the Democratic challenger to defeat the Republican challenger, but for them to achieve success in their presidency and beyond. So, the question is, will there be a primary challenger from Biden's left? And the answer is, there already is, in the form of Marianne Williamson. Now, she is a hard progressive, founder of Project Angel Food, which is a nonprofit organization, and she was also a candidate for president 3 years ago in 2020. But, however, she was not able to achieve notable success, and I certainly don't think she will continue that trend now, or she won't achieve it now, because she simply isn't a big enough name or a notorious enough figure to take out someone who has a lot of experience and has shown he's able to defeat candidates like Trump in the past. So, is there anyone else? Well, there's Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Now, he is actually the nephew of former U.S. President John F. Kennedy and the son of, I believe, Robert F. Kennedy, a former U.S. Senator. But despite his ties with the Kennedy family, he doesn't really have a great shot here either. Largely because he he is an anti-vaccine activist, which means he's not exactly a prime candidate for Democrats, and that view alone largely stands in opposition to many Democratic priorities. So the idea here is that we may have two quote unquote major candidates challenging Biden, but neither of them command particular fear from Biden because they simply don't really have much of a chance. Joe Biden's just a bigger name. He's got many more followers than these two. And that brings me to the question of why Joe Biden is has such a great chance against these challengers, and why more people haven't stepped up yet to challenge him. And that is, in my opinion, because Democrats know he can win. Joe Biden has shown that he can win the presidency by defeating an incumbent, which hadn't previously occurred since Bill Clinton defeated George H.W. Bush. And so that is why, precisely why, Democrats believe he can do it again in 2024, and he has this ability they need, not the radical progressive, but the stability they need in order to retain the presidency. And so we kind of have two warring factions here, the progressives and the mainstream Democrats. But true to the name, mainstream, it is clear which one is the dominant view of the party and which one will prevail in this primary election, and I can tell you it's not the progressives. So that's all for today, where I briefly summarize Biden's primary challengers, and I hope that I will see you very soon in a future episode of Polytalks. Thank you very much. Goodbye.